Linie da. Wo sind wir? Noch Platz. Noch Platz. Sandro dran. Nur voran. 15-3. Ja. Gut. 15-3. Ja, hoor hem hier, joh. Dat gaat richting meer.
No freeze.
Ouais, je pense, ça vaut la peine.
Come in. Curl. Curl.
Ja.
Curl.
Ja.
Hierin. Hinten. Ja, je bent een beetje aangekomen. Oui. Jetzt lean, Ben, lean. Alles gut. Maar kein Zeitproblem.
Ja, nee, wenn es jedes Mal...
Ja, es ist vor der Goal lang gespielt.
C'est quoi le bord du 8? Ok.
Ja, genau.
Ok. Oder?
Los! 10! Wir können 2 Steine nach rechts rollen, ist auch okay.
So nach halb!
Curl!
So nach halb ist gut.
Curl! Wow!
Hello, welcome, curling fans. We are back in Curling Club Baden Radio. It is 2025 edition. It's the 25th anniversary of the Baden Masters Curling Tournament. We are in the second round of the round robin, but first game for the teams out there. We have 4 groups of 5 teams. 10 teams played already. No, they didn't. 8 teams played already. 2 teams had a rest at 5 o'clock, and we have 8 teams out there on the ice, ready for your entertainment this weekend. Our featured game on sheet 2. It is an all-Swiss affair. It is the Swiss champions, Yannick Schwaller, and they are playing Jan Iseli's team. We will be saying hello to the teams just shortly. And the scoreboard behind, you can keep up with the scores there. And conveniently, Schaller's team in the dark uniforms, they are playing red stones, and Iseli's team in the light uniforms, about to throw, they are playing yellow. They did last stone draw to decide who has hammer in this first end, and it was Schwaller's team who were closest to the pin. That means they get the advantage of last stone in the first end. And we have 3 other games out there this evening. On sheet 1, no longer radio silence. We will return to that. On sheet 1, we have the World Junior Champions, Team Spiller from Italy, and they are playing the men's European champions, Muskatewitz of Germany. On sheet 3, we have another all-Swiss affair. It is Team Hoesli, the Swiss vice champions, and they are playing Michael Brunner's team, the vice champions from last season. And over on sheet 4, finally, we have the Olympic champions, the champions of everything. It is the familiar figures of Team Niklas Edin, and they are playing Kyle Waddell's team from Scotland. We are in the first end of our featured game here. And fairly classic sort of start, a kind of aggressive start, which we often see these days. Going to discuss that later. No easy games out there. Schwaller's team will not be taking this game for granted. Both these teams know each other very well. Still, that little yellow guard up front. That's been there all end. And Jan Iseli with a chance to get a dainty little hit and roll in behind. That's the view from the hack. First stone in this competition for Jan Iseli. He is left-handed, viewer, don't be alarmed. I know it looks really awkward, but he seems to manage. And you can see just that gentle weight, viewer. That's not much more than backline hack weight. He doesn't quite find the roll, though. Schwaller's team can still see all of that. And we'll see that all weekend. We'll see that very consistently now with the top teams. If you just want that very controlled, very precise hit and roll, you will not see these teams taking a run at it and throwing a pile driver that would land in the car park. You will see them throwing more like hack weight, nice and controlled, so their sweepers can try and influence it. Yeah, same thing from Yannick here. You can see this is not a huge shot. Not as big as his first one, which he was moving 2 stones. He also doesn't find that roll, though. As always, we have Jamie, the head ice technician. He was hard at work when I got here, and I'm sure he has been hard at work for many, many days now. We really have top quality ice here. That's what the top teams expect. And since this competition is edging ever closer, one day a year towards the middle of summer, it is currently at 8:30 this evening. It is 28 degrees outside. That is 83 Fahrenheit for our metrically challenged chums. And tomorrow it's going to be hotter again all day. So an empty house then in this first end of our featured game. We are watching the Swiss champions, Yannick Schwaller. They are throwing red and wearing the black uniforms. They are playing Jan Iseli, also of Switzerland, who are in the white uniforms throwing yellow. And first throw of the competition for Max Vince. We shall be saying hello to the teams in just a minute. That's a handy start. You can see he is right in behind that yellow. And just ahead of T. If I'm being picky, he probably wanted it maybe 2 stones further towards the centre, or rather towards the middle, towards the T line. But asking the questions already of Yannick Schwaller, and that's what they will have to do. You can't let Yannick Schwaller's team get too far ahead. And that is the way to beat these top teams, is to be more aggressive. You do not win games by hitting, not anymore. You need to have good courage and put stones in play right from the beginning. So first throw of the tournament for the familiar figure of Bernard Schwartz. You can see the idea. He's looking to play red onto yellow, and he's got that pretty nicely, but The red will still be open.
Nase ist im Fall auch schon gut. Sicher Schulterpartner.
So a couple of stones just hanging a little bit straight there on that clockwise handle.
Enough set. Das geht nicht.
Ja, den Winkel ist. Nein,
And the result is that that has popped this red
Ich glaube,
out into full view
der Abstoß.
for the team
Ich glaube,
from Solothurn.
ich weiß nicht, ob es eine Theorie gibt, wo das machbar ist. Bin ich mir nicht mal sicher.
Nein, jetzt geht der Winkel ist.
Der Zeller an der Präsidentschaftswahl würde sagen, I don't think there's math out there.
Final throw for yellow in the form of Jan Iseli's team from Switzerland. Final throw for them in the first end of their Baden Masters 25th birthday edition. And he's done that beautifully. So objectives met for the young Swiss team. Their objective for the first end, very simple. They just don't want to let Yannick Schwaller's team jump out to a big start, and big in this sense would be 2, strangely enough. So they will be pretty happy with their first end there. Not getting bossed around by the more experienced team.
Oui. What?
And this was a huge weight from Benoit Schwartz, and that's because he did want to roll out, see?
What?
So it wasn't necessarily a blank coming all end, but it is a blank we start with, and that gives us a chance to say hello to our 2 teams on the ice, both from Switzerland and wearing white uniforms on the ice. Throwing fourth, we have Max Vince. Third and skip is Jan Iseli. Second is Sandro Fanchini. First, or throwing lead rather, is new signing for this season, that's Tom Winkelhausen. And throwing red stones, and conveniently wearing red on your screen. Throwing fourth is Benoit Schwartz van Berkel. Throwing third and skip is Yannick Schwaller. Second throw is Sven Michael, and lead throw for the Swiss champions is Pablo Lachat-Couchepin. We have 2 All-Swiss games out there. Next door, you can just see on the right-hand side of your screen there's a variety of Hoeslis. But don't be fooled, viewer. We have much representation here. We have 9 countries represented. We have China have sent their team, the Czech Republic, Germany, 2 teams from Italy, 1 team from Netherlands, 2 Norwegian teams. We have the Philippines team back. We have 4 teams representing from Scotland, 6 Swiss teams, and 1 fairly familiar team from Sweden. We have 9 countries out there, so don't worry. I don't think we'll be watching Swiss teams all weekend. We typically try to say hello to all of our visiting teams, have a featured game with all of them. Now, as well as 9 countries are represented, the top-ranked teams in the world. Now, this is from last season, of course, because we haven't really started this season yet, although obviously we have, because Baden Masters, hello. But based on the rankings at the end of last season, we have 10 out of the top 17 teams here, and all the other 7 are from North America. So we have all the best teams from everywhere except North America. And we will be making every effort to feature all of our visiting teams and all of our top teams. I think we have 7 Olympic teams here, so that's teams who will be going to Olympics next year. They already know they're representing. So if you're anywhere close by, then do come say hello, because then when curling is inevitably the coolest thing at the Olympics next year, you can show off to all your friends and tell them you've said hello to a bunch of the teams there.
15-3.
Pretty classic setup here in the second end
Come here. C'était bien.
here at Baden.
It was so
These
sad.
8
I really
teams,
hope you had a good one there.
this is their first game of the tournament. The other 2 groups, they played at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at those results shortly.
If you knock it on the nose, unlock it
For now,
for
Sandro
trouble
Fanchini
already.
has to build on the aggressive setup from his new teammate, Tom Winkelhausen. And that worked for them in the first end. It's Schwaller with last stone. And that worked for Iseli's young Swiss team in the first end. Just keeping the pressure on, playing that aggressive stuff. And they were rewarded with a blank. Schwaller did not have a chance to put a big score on the board.
Whoa, Kel, Kel. Whoa. Kel, Kel, whoa.
On paper, surely, the Swiss champions, who I'm fairly sure they already know, they're representing at Olympics. Yes, they are, and it's Silvana's team who will represent for the women's. On paper, you would think Schwaller's team should be the stronger, but that's why we don't play games on paper, isn't it? So not quite what Sven Michael was looking for there. He's left a centre guard up front, and unfortunately for him, one of the yellows pinged in behind his own red. So easily just going to keep on with this simple tactic, keep piling everything towards the centre, try to make Yannick's life as complicated as possible. Try to get to that centre area, there we are. Just control that area ahead of T-line. Their objective, the same, I would think, for end 2 here. And that is simply to deny Yannick Schwaller's team the opportunity to score 2 or more.
Michael is 80. 8, nose.
The chat is open, as always, on the World Curling Tour YouTube channel.
Whoa, Kel. Whoa.
We have quite a few regulars here now in the online remote
Whoa.
club.
Straight. What's one?
I think Sven will be happier with that throw. Although, having said that, there is still a couple of stones covering that centre line. That's a nice view there. But they are red now. So a big shot for Jan Iseli coming up here. If he can get a nice one in, he can keep that pressure on. If he's a little bit wobbly with it, I fancy that that final yellow will be out of play and he'll be looking at 3 against. So let's make this a good one, Jan. So the left-hander coming out at a slightly different angle. The stone always starts in the middle, but as a player you start on the other side, obviously, if you're left-handed. And at this level it really doesn't make any difference, but it's just something to think about. His weight looks lovely. He has just slipped behind T, but more important is that Yannick Schwaller can't really see too much of it. There's a nice overhead view. As we said, that was a big shot for Jan Iseli. If he had muffed that, then that little yellow on the left of our screen, just touched by Schwaller there, that would, I'm sure, have disappeared from play and we would be looking at 3 reds. So big shot from Jan there to keep the pressure on the Swiss champions.
Ja, wenn du ihn nicht bringst, ist schon nicht so geil. Mit 2 Cent.
Du kannst von einer 10, dass du reinläufst, weißt du?
Ja.
Fällt es gar nicht.
Well, we're having a bit of a team chat out there. Let's see how we're
Willst du das machen?
getting on in the first ends in the other games. On sheet 1, we have the World Junior Champions from Italy, Team Schwaller. They are playing the European Champions from Germany, Muskatewitz, and it was Muskatewitz that scored 2, stole 2 in fact, in the first end. Next door to us on sheet 3, or also next door, they have not put the score up. On sheet 4, it is Edin's team from Sweden. I believe they also know they're already going to Olympics. I will confirm all these things, gang. And they stole 1 against Kyle Waddell's team from Scotland.
Whoa!
So Yannick Schwaller then, he's still going for that yellow on the wings. You can see just that gentle weight again because he wants this red to hang around.
No.
He's got that roll beautifully. Look at that. That is a peachy shot. And all of a sudden, there is some pressure again on Jan Iseli. Here's a nice replay of that. Just that gentle weight again. You want that red hanging around, and if it's just that little bit slower.
Wie hast du abgespielt?
Nicht sehr aktiv, aber ich habe gefunden, ich bin so 1,5 per Platz gespielt.
There's various innovations, technical innovations this year, gang. As you know, we are very into being new adopters and forward thinkers, so we shall be introducing those as we go along. Tom's rail announcements. Tom, also a frequent flyer here in the remote club, asking if we shall have halftime trivia quiz. I'm not sure we do, Tom. I will check that, but I don't think we do. And ooh, I think Jan Iseli just about getting away with that. There is a double. We have 4 stones to come yet. You can see what Schwaller's after here. He's just trying to leave his reds lying around. The more reds there are, the more pressure is on Iseli's team, and 1 false move from Jan Iseli, and he may be looking at a hatful. So, the first of our innovations then, as we see Yannick Schwaller warming up for, this will be a big throw here. Now, we've always been able to see, gang, just on the left of our screen here, we always watch the game on sheet 2, and in previous years there has been a kind of radio silence on sheet 1. Not this year. That was exactly what Jan Iseli did not want to happen, and all of a sudden he is looking at a basket full of reds with only 2 stones to sort it out. Let's see that one again. A big sort of vertical double. Couldn't have placed that any better. That is a lovely shot from Schwaller. It is Schwaller playing red who has last stone in the second end. Big pressure on the younger Swiss team.
Ik ga niet meer in een freeze brengen. Aber man kann, wenn es kommt, das kommt.
Big leg drive from Max Vince. Seemed to indicate the double. She didn't quite get.
Ja, dann spielt das, oder? Lehne auf, oder?
So, und ganz sacht hier.
Ja.
And what would you do here, gang? We have 3 stones to come, 2 red and 1 yellow. Red light 2 already. And there's a third little red eager to get into play again. If you do something about that yellow, you can put all kinds of pressure on the last stone.
Ja, aber das ist für ihn gegeben, oder? Ja, ja, klar.
Wenn nur da nicht droppt nachher, hast du schon Run back.
Well, Yannick Schwaller and Benny Schwartz will surely be saying, okay, if we do this, then they will do that. Then we will be left with this shot for a big end. While they're making the decision, we say thank you to our sponsors, the same sponsors as last year, so we're very happy to welcome them back. Very happy that they want to keep supporting this super duper competition. That's why we get all the best teams here, is because we all have a great time here at BADEN Masters. And that is a lot due to our sponsors, so a big thank you to them. The decision has been made where to place the first of Benoit Schwartz's red stones in the second end of our featured game at the 25th edition of BADEN Masters. He's certainly round the guard. Just played onto his own stone. I'm not sure if that was the call or whether they were aiming for sort of direct 8 foot, but it's not too bad there. But there is definitely space for Jan Iseli to just punch his own yellow forward. And he wants it to land exactly there where he's got his brush just now. And as we said about 2 stones ago, it better land there, otherwise they are looking at a basket full.
Ja, weil jetzt, wenn wir den Corner, wenn wir mit dieser nach Corner zu, dann macht einfach einen Draw around und dann ist out of trouble.
Also, der Run habe ich nicht gehabt, oder rechts? Rechts für den Spieler.
We'll take a look at the chat after the conclusion of this end. See some questions coming already. If you have questions, feel welcome to put them in the chat. Feel welcome to show your support for your favourite teams. If you just feel like saying hello and having a little shout out, we can do that too. Final throw for Jan Iseli's team from Switzerland. They need this to be a good one. Tom is putting every ounce into that, and great sweep from the front end there. They had to keep that angle and punch that yellow back towards the centre line, not away. You can see that yellow stone bursting to curl, but the sweeping really holding it straight. Very effective sweep there. Jan's team not really interested in cancelling out that red in the centre. A score of 1 red is fine for them, they just don't want it to be any more. So yeah, they're not really bothered that that red we can see on the overhead here. That red still pretty much covering the hole, or sorry, just above the hole. What they're trying to do is limit the damage a little bit. Still danger here though. I think Benoit Schwartz can see all of that red next to Yannick Schwaller's brush. So final shot of the second end. Say a little prayer if you're a fan of the Solistron Club. And say, ooh, the Solitaire prayers worked there. You could see Benoit Schwartz, you could see the idea. He was trying to hit as much as he could of that red straight onto the yellow. So a little bit of a get out of jail free for Iseli's team. They played good stones when they had to. And sigh of relief, everyone, from the Solitaire team, and that will be a score of 1 red to Yannick Schwaller. We have a score on rink 3. It was indeed a blank in the first end, which is probably why nobody put it up, and it was a score, a steal of 1 to... No, it was a score, my mistake. It was a score of 1 to Michael Brunner's team from Switzerland against the Swiss vice champions, Marco Hoesli's team. In our featured game then, if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. We are here all weekend. We've had 1 round already at 5 o'clock this evening for the first 2 groups, groups A and B. You are watching groups C and D. And our featured game is the Swiss champions Yannick Schwaller playing fellow Swiss team Jan Iseli's team. And Jan's team living a little bit dangerously in that second end, but getting away with it. We are playing the no tick rule, and I was about to apply it to that red stone, but it kept curling a bit. So actually, that red stone is eligible for a tick shot. That means you can move it away from that location, but not out of play. So free guard zone is still overriding, but the no tick rule means that if your stone is in the free guard zone and touching that centre line, it cannot be moved off the centre line. It can be moved around the centre line, but that is really rather difficult to do and not very helpful, honestly.
Ja, schon gut. Komm mal. 2. Ich kürze, glaube ich. Linie gut. Wirklich, 2, 1,5, 2.
We are in end 3 of our featured game here at Baden Masters. It's the 25th edition. It's the 25th birthday of this tournament. And for the first time in the game, it is Jan Iseli's team who have last stone. To the first innovation we spoke about in the last end, no longer radio silence on sheet 1. You can go ahead and watch sheet 1 like all the other sheets. We have end-to-end cams on all 4 sheets now.
Ja, that's true, ja.
And as you can see just on the corner of our screen there, that was a 2 for the young Italian. They are the junior world champions. That was a 2 for them in the second end. Okay. You can see that just on the left of our screen. On sheet 3, also in their third end, it's still 1-0 to Michael Brunner's team. And over on sheet 4, it was another steal to... No, it was a steal to Niklas Edin's team. And Edin's team are 2-0 over Kyle Waddell. They are also in their third end.
Shooter. That's good, Sven, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom in the chat. He's looking forward to seeing the team representing Philippines. They were here last year. It was their first outing, I think, as the men's team at Baden Masters, and we will be watching them. I'm just checking the schedule. We normally try and feature all of our international teams at some point, so that will be on Saturday morning. For those of you who like watching the Philippines team, they will be playing Team Klima from the Czech Republic, and we will be watching their game on Saturday morning at 11 European time. But we've got loads of curling to enjoy before then. We're currently enjoying Swiss champions Yannick Schwaller with a chance for a big score in that second end, but Jan Iseli's team doing just enough to make it complicated for them. That's a nice throw from Sven Mikkel, making use of their guards out front there. You can still see most, well, no, not most, we can still see just under half of that red stone. So we had our first round already this afternoon at 5 o'clock. That was groups A and B, and in that first round we had Team Mouat from Scotland, the defending champions here, the first and only team from Scotland to win this competition. They were playing Team Zhu from China, and it was Mouat's team who finished the season top of the table by some distance, actually. They were top team in the world last year, and they started with a win of 7 points to 2 over Team Zhu from China. We will be watching Team Zhu later on as well. Also in Group A, we had Team Luethold from Switzerland, another young team. They were playing Team Ramsfjell from Norway. Without Magnus Ramsfjell, we have some bonus Stefan Wallstad skipping for this weekend. I'm going to go and find out what's going on there. And it was the Norwegians who were winners there, 7 points to 1. Also at 5 o'clock this afternoon, it was Team Philippines. Tricky start for them. They were up against Ross Whyte's team, the back-to-back Scottish champions, and Ross Whyte's team in no mood for messing about. They were off the ice a couple of ends early. It was the Scots who won 12 points to 3. And finally, on sheet 3, it was Team Stocker, the most popular man in curling. They were playing the Italian team, so kind of a difficult one for me. I kind of wanted everyone to win, and they sort of did. It was a very good game, but it was Stocker's team who jumped out to a huge start with 4 points in the first end. The Italians put 3 back on the board, but steady hitting, steady scoring from the Swiss. It was Yves Stocker's team who won that encounter, running out of stones finally in the 8th end. They won 7 points to 5. So we've had some pretty exciting stuff already. There are 2 teams in the other groups that have not yet played. We have 4 groups of 5 teams, so each team gets a round off. Ideally 8 o'clock in the morning for me.
Ja, also ist das schlimm?
Nein.
Er spielt noch nicht stagger, weißt du?
Wenn wir
wide open bleiben.
Los, genau. High ist auch okay.
Ja, ich glaube, es ist besser, ja.
In our featured game, we're in the 3rd end. And objectives reversed for this end. It's now Schwaller's team who are 1-0 ahead, and they are the ones who simply want to frustrate Jan Iseli. just try to take opportunities to score away from them. Megan, another super fan in the chat, asks, how do teams get to compete in the BADEN Masters? Is there a selection process? Yes, I'm going to say to that. It's more of an art than a process, I would say. So anyone can apply. I think this is fairly normal, to be honest, and anyone could get in touch with the committee and say, hello, our team would love an invitation to the BADEN Masters. And then after the closing date, then you really sit with all the teams who have entered and make a decision about what you think will make the best tournament, to be honest. Sometimes it's first come, first served. There are other tournaments like that, but they tend to be more social tournaments, I would say. But the sort of highest level tournaments, as I said, it's a bit more of an art. So there's various stakeholders whose preferences you would like to balance. So by that I mean, obviously, the top teams would like to come and play here, and our competition is better for all the top teams supporting. So I don't exactly say they have priority, but obviously we are very happy if the top teams apply. And then say there's Swiss Curling, who realise that this is one of the top competitions, so if they can have a couple of their younger teams in this roster to get some experience against the big teams, that's an objective for the competition as well. So yeah, it's more of an art than a science. Tom predicting Mouat will win again. I mean, they are in winning-y form. BADEN Masters, not a happy hunting ground for Mouat or for Scottish teams historically. As I said, Mouat's team last year, the first ones to win this tournament in 25 years, well, 24 last year. And yeah, I've seen Bruce Mouat's team not make the quarters here. It is not easy to win here. But yeah, you have to say that that's a decent shout. Mouat's team will be featuring up to the conclusion of the weekend. Meanwhile then, we had a bit of a mistake from Iseli's team. And that gave Schwaller's team now a chance to put a bit of pressure back on. Fourth thrower Max Vince. As we said, objectives reversed for this third end. Schwaller's team, they are now simply happy to prevent Iseli's team scoring. We're still in the first half of the game. Nobody needs to be particularly aggressive. It's just 1-0 the score. Iseli's team looking for an opportunity to score more than one. But with a little mistake with that previous throw, they may be, well, they have work to do yet, let's say that. You can keep up to date with all the scores in the competition, all the teams, all results, game plan, etc. on badenmasters.ch. Now, if you just Google BADEN Masters, it will pop up as your first result. That is a nice throw from Max Vince. We also have an Instagram channel. And that's very simple to find. If you go on Instagram and you just look up BADEN Masters, all one word, all lowercase, BADEN Masters. And give the channel a like and a follow. Maybe that's right. I'm going to talk to Chief Anina and ask her. Maybe we can put some trivia snippets on the Instagram channel. I will discuss and get back to you, gang. So big leg drive from Bernard Schwartz.
Oh, oh! Gun!
This looks pretty accurate. He needed all that weight though, didn't he? To make sure he got rid of both threads, but he does.
Yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes no. What?
And similar idea for Max Vince. He was promoting his own yellow with his first throw, but similar kind of weight. About T-line.
Ja, goed.
Very accurate so far. So both sweepers just constantly looking up, just keeping eyes on it. Nobody panicking, so I take that as a good sign. And you see it just needs to outcount that red. Everyone already appreciates that it will and starts tidying up. So some good target practice for Max Vince. But it will be Yannick Schwaller's team who are more happy with that third end. They met their objective. They did not allow Jan Iseli's team a chance to score 2 or more. And going into the fourth end, it will be Yannick Schwaller's team throwing red, who again have last stone. And our score in our featured game at Baden Masters is 1 each. We're approaching the halfway stage of our featured game in Baden. It's an all-Swiss lineup. It's the Swiss champions Yannick Schwaller. They are playing Jan Iseli's team, also from Switzerland. They have a new signing this season, Tom Winkelhausen at lead. Of course, played with Yves Stocker's team last season, and Tom went as 5th man, in fact, to, I think it was the Europeans and the Worlds. So a lot of experience there. And just making it over the hog line. Very hot here this weekend, gang, and it's going to be hot the entire weekend, and that means that Chief Ice Technician Jamie, he has his work cut out to keep this ice as championshipy as possible. So we're all boiling, but the ice looking pretty good.
Okay.
Yannick's team finished the season the 2nd ranked team in the world. He will be representing Switzerland at Olympics in Italy next year. So they'd have to fancy their chances in this opening game against fellow Swiss team. They will know very well how Jan's team plays. But as we said, that's why we don't play games on paper, we play them on ice, because you never know. And Schwaller's team, you get the feeling they're a little bit more comfortable in this game. But the scores are level, and they're certainly not running away with it. We have 3 other games going on out there on sheet 1, which you can watch now, viewer. We have cameras on sheet 1 for the very first time. So no more radio silence from sheet 1. But it was a steal of one in the third end for the world junior champions, Schwaller from Italy. And they are taking on the European champions, Muskatewitz's team from Germany. And it's the young Italians who are 3-2 ahead. They're in their fourth end. On sheet 3, yeah, I think I would have called this as likely to be the cagiest game. It is current vice champions Team Hoesli from Switzerland, and they are up against previous vice champions from Switzerland, Brunner's team. And Jinkies, it's a 1-0 to Brunner, and they are in their fourth end. And if you're a fan of Scottish curling, I know we always get a lot of viewers from Scotland. 4 teams from Scotland here this weekend. One of them is currently on sheet 4. That is Kyle Waddell's team. They are playing against Edin. That's never an easy point. But good news is that Kyle Waddell's team have put a big 2 on the board to level the scores after 3 ends. Their score is 2 each.
3-4-2.
Yes, a lot of love in the chat for our innovations. No more being out in the desert on sheet 1. Although that does mean, team, that you might need another device now. So I know we always keep an eye on sheet 2. And then on your iPad or on your phone or something, you could look at the static cam, and you're going to need a third device now. Maybe steal your children's iPad for sheet 1. If you live close by, or even if you don't, come immediately. Come join us here in the club room. It's free to enter. As I said, I think there are, I counted 7 teams who will be at Olympics next year. And curling's always the most exciting sport in the Olympics. It's the one everybody goes bananas for. So come meet the Olympic teams and the other top teams in the world here at the club in Baden.
No matter what we do, we always have a runner.
Or if you want to show support for your favourite teams in the chat, we love that sort of thing. Say hello if you want to shout out, if you're having a viewing party. If you think that was a silly shot and you've got a better idea, let us know.
Because we said we want Brunner to take the shot, but sometimes his ideas are not the best. So this we have to navigate.
So this was the tactic that was working very nicely for Jan Iseli's team in the first couple of ends, and they're sticking to that strategy and working nicely again. I always find it very satisfying, gang, when you make the other team hit your guards. That always tells you that you have been setting up a nice end that's giving a problem to your opposition if they're forced to hit your guards. Tidy shot from Sven Michael, but as before, doesn't get rid of all of them. He does get rid of 2 yellows, 1-2. There is a little yellow just half in, half out, biting that front ring. But as you can see, just in front of Max Vince there, there's a red that is slightly out-counting the yellow. But as we said, this tactic has really been working for Jan Iseli, is just keep going towards the centre, keep going towards that forefoot, keep going towards that area of control just ahead of the tee line. So let's see how fast the ice is running. As we said, we're melting. It's been over 30 degrees here for the past few days, and that always makes it tough for Chief Ice Officer, Chief Ice Technician Jamie and his crew.
Linie! Linie! Haltlinie, wo 7!
30 degrees is about 86 Fahrenheit, something like that. 16 seconds, that is very fast, but Jan Iseli's stone was also a little bit slow. So we'll try again when someone's throwing T-line. Looks like Jan Schwaller is going to do exactly that. This is our last round of the evening. We will be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we will be watching, our featured game will be Team Zhu from China. And they will be playing Team Gosgens from Netherlands. It will be the Dutch boys' first game of their tournament. They had the bye this afternoon. Always nice to watch that team. They were really among the first of the teams to take to the 5 rock free guard zone. Always played very aggressive style, the Dutch teams, and the 5 rock free guard zone really suiting them. But they didn't have such a good tournament by their own high standards last year, so they will be looking for a bright start. So I'm willing to get up for an 8 o'clock game tomorrow morning, so feel welcome. And looks like Yannick Stone also just a little bit short there. That's why it was curling a little bit more than they wanted. Could be that the ice conditions are changing a little bit. So let's try the other way this time.
Ja, definitiv. Das ist jetzt sicher ein bisschen länger geschlagen. Bei mir will ich gar nicht mehr. Also aufwendiger ziehen, wie der Björk kommt, kann ich von der. Das kann viel.
I haven't played so many stones on this anti-clockwise handle. So you could see Jan just talking to his teammates, just asking what kind of speed, what kind of time they felt the ice was running at. They're just calling for line. That would suggest that they're happy with the weight. And gosh, look at that catch, the curl. Oh, I think they were quite right. That weight looked just perfect. Split time there. So the split time is hog line to hog line, and that gives us an overview of how fast the ice is running. 14.85, so approximately 15 seconds for a T-line weight. So yeah, that's about championship speed. And unlucky from Jan there. Look at this, the 2 sweepers putting everything into that, and that stone just going sideways at the end there. They were spot on with the weight, but just touching one of their own stones, that's left that yellow open. And it is Schwaller's team who have last stone in the 4th end. They haven't put the 3rd end up here. We put the score on the little iPad to the right of the scoreboard there, and that can be intimidating if you're technologically challenged. So I understand that some teams feel a bit nervous trying to put the score up, rather than just hanging a little metal plate like we used to do. But it was a score of 1 to Iseli. The score is 1-1. And it is Yannick Schwaller's team who are sitting 2, and they have last stone in this 4th end. Tomorrow is the big day. We have 5 rounds tomorrow. I'm sure Jamie and the ice team, well, I'm not sure we let them sleep tonight, actually. I think they have to be busy all night to prepare for the big day tomorrow. We have draws all European times. We have draws at 8 a.m, 11 a.m, 2:30 in the afternoon, 5:30, and finally 8:30. Oh no! That's a catastrophe. Now, is that the flub that the Swiss champions have been waiting for? We saw them in the second end, just quietly putting in red stones. The final throw of Max Vince in that second end, that it was enough to bury that yellow stone. Benoit Schwarz wasn't able to remove it. But they're facing a similar kind of crisis here. And Max Vince, I think, well, the idea is he will shortly be looking at 3 reds. And we shall need another bit of magic from him. See Benoit Schwarz. But a little shake of his head there. He doesn't seem to like this very much.
Yeah, that's so.
I think it maybe overcurled an inch or two, but doesn't look too bad. And big pressure here on Max Vince's final throw. 1, 2, 3 reds lying in wait if he gets this wrong. It's always a difficult decision. Like we said, you're not going to out-hit these top teams. So from Jan Iseli's perspective, this is the right way to take on Yannick Schwaller's Swiss champions. That's to put stones in play, be aggressive. It worked for them the first couple of ends. But it is high risk, high reward. So deep breath, Max. This is a bit chunkier than I was expecting. I guess the thinking behind that was they'd seen a couple of stones over curl a bit on that handle. They were potentially saying to themselves, yeah, as we just discussed here, if we make a mistake trying to punch our way forward, we will lose a hatful. So the idea was raised takeout there, but not quite getting rid of, or raised double, not quite getting rid of 2 though. But it is red just line 1 at the moment. Let's see if they've done enough again. We know how fickle the curling gourds can be, team. So you never know what the curling gourds feel about these things. Well, that's really nicely done from Benoit Schwarz. And their luck running out a little bit. Jan Iseli's team, that was a very well worked 3 points for the Swiss champions. That is a big boost for them at the halfway point. So hopefully someone will put up the scores from the last 2 ends. It was 1 too easily in the third end. It was a big score of 3 to the Swiss champions in the fourth. And that means that at the halfway point in our featured game at Baden Masters, 25th birthday edition, it is Schwaller's team lead Jan Iseli 4 points to 1.
I will give you two pads more.
8, 12.
Schon noch weit aus im Moment.
Also denke ich, sind wir nicht schlecht.
Fast hin.
Ja,
We have just made the halfway turn.
Girl.
Here on sheet 2, we are back at Curling Club Baden Radio. It's the 25th birthday edition of Baden Masters. And Yannick Schwaller looking very pleased about things because, yeah, but do put up the score, Yannick. Nearly there. That's a boy. Yannick looking pleased with himself because the Swiss champions just picked up a very well worked score of 3 against Jan Iseli's younger Swiss team. Hooray! No, you don't need to take my word for it. Yannick confirming. Big score of 3 in that 4th end.
What? Ramsfjell.
We're a little bit ahead of the other games here on sheet 2. They are just about finishing off their 4th end. On sheet 1 it was a blank actually in the 4th, so their score remains at Schwaller, the world junior champions from Italy, 3. Muskatewitz of Germany, the European champions, 2. We play 8 ends here in Baden. If scores are tied after 8 ends, we will play an extra end. We must have a winner. You get 1 point for a win, and you get no points for a loss, and that's it. Each team will play 4 games. We have 4 groups of 5 teams. Each of the 5 teams plays all the others in their group. At the end of the round robin, if you have 4 out of 4, obviously, you will proceed to the quarterfinals. If you have 3 out of 4, I think that has always been enough to book a place in the quarterfinals, and typically we end up with a big pile of teams on 2 wins and 2 losses, and then draw shot challenge comes into play, and it will be the top teams on 2 wins and 2 losses who have the best draw shot challenge. That's cumulative. We don't only do that for last stone in the present game. That becomes cumulative for the weekend as well.
Das finde ich blöd, dann macht das. Was würdest
Jan Iseli's team up against it a bit now. But I do think they did the right thing, I really do. The only way to get past these top teams is to keep stones in play. They're too good at removing multiple shots, so yeah, the way to try to beat these teams is to be aggressive, is to keep stones in play. But as we said, that is high risk, high reward, and the risk not working out for Iseli's team, and they have a little bit of tidying up to do here in the centre in the 5th end.
Nummer 2. Es kann der Inter.
We have 9 countries represented here this weekend. This is always the top party in town. We have teams from China, Czech Republic, Germany, 2 teams from Italy, 1 from Netherlands, 2 Norwegian teams, a team from Philippines, 4 Scottish teams, 6 Swiss teams, and 1 very familiar team from Sweden. So don't worry, even though we're watching 2 Swiss teams out there.
Oh. Good.
There are plenty more international teams that we shall be watching over the weekend. We typically feature all of our visitors at least once. And life not getting any easier for Jan Iseli. So thank you to our sponsors on the bottom left of your screen there. It's the same sponsors from last year. We're delighted that they wanted to keep supporting this tremendous competition. That's why all the top teams want to come here. We don't have any North American teams this year. We have had in the past. But exciting news is that we have a Chinese team, and I'm not sure if we've had a Chinese team here before. I will need to check in the records. And we will be watching the team from China. That's Team Zhu. I don't think they're qualified yet for Olympics. I think, in fact, their opposition team, Gosgens from Netherlands, I think both of them are in the same position. I think both of them will be at the Olympic qualifier competition in, is that December this year? So that will be a good one. A bit of work to do, as they would say in football, for Jan Iseli to make a scoring opportunity. So he's wanting to clear a bit of space. Oh, really close to getting the pair of those reds moving. Good effort from Iseli. So the 2 Swiss teams that we see in our featured game here, they are in the same group as 2 Scottish teams and some Swedes. So they're in the same group as the game on sheet D. That's Edin and Waddell. And the team with a bye, it is Carson. That's a fancy up-and-coming young team from Scotland. I think that's their, well, they weren't here last year. I'm pretty sure that's their first time visiting the BADEN Masters, so we will be watching them and seeing how they're getting on as well. They are the current bronze medalists at the World Junior Men's. So I'm sure they will have high hopes, but yeah, but not an easy group for them. They have the Swiss champions, the Swedish champions, their own countrymen in Waddell's team. I'm sure they're watching the form carefully. That's section C. In section D, we have the other games out there. So we have Muskatewitz's team from Germany, the current European champions. They're playing Schwaller's team from Italy, the current junior men's world champions. 2 more Swiss teams in their group. That's the game on sheet 3. That's Team Hoesli and Team Brunner. And the final team in section D, it is the second team from Norway, and that is Buraas' team. Now I'm interested to speak to them because several of them are the Vice World Men's Junior Champion. They switched places last season, or well, 2 seasons ago now, 24. It was the Norwegians who were the World Junior Men's Champion, and the Italians who were the silver medalists. And last season, 25, it was vice versa. It was the young Italians who are the gold medalists and the Norwegians are silver. And as we mentioned, Carson's team from Scotland, who we will also be seeing on the ice this weekend, they were 3rd. So we have a whole bunch of young talent coming through as well. So nothing left really for Max Vince to do. He's just going to have to... So Iseli still throwing. Not too easy to score points from here. Not really helpful to make the double red take out. And of course, look at that for a shot. That's how good you have to be, gang, to make any progress against Janik Schwaller's team. And also a lovely demonstration of how nice and curly the ice is. Look at that, it makes it round by molecules and then tucks itself right in behind. That's a great shot from Iseli. And all of a sudden, that looking a bit happier for the younger Swiss team in this fifth end. Everyone else has now concluded their fourth ends. If you do not have multiple devices available to watch multiple games at the same time, over on sheet 1, that was a blank in their fourth end. It is still Team Spinner from Italy leading Muskatewitz from Germany 3-2. On sheet 3, Team Hoesli, the current Swiss vice champions, play previous Swiss vice champions, Brunner's team, and at the halfway it is 2-1 to Hoesli. And on sheet 4, Kyle Waddell's team really going toe-to-toe with Niklas Edin's team from Sweden. It was a score of just the 1 point to the Swedes in the fourth end, and it is Edin's team who are winning 3 points to 2.
Das ist fast kein Winkel da für 2. Das andere, was ich sehe, ist... Aber der Bruder ist schnell eh noch. Ich glaube... Den Tappen kannst du fast nicht, weil sonst hat er so.
What to do now? Not so difficult to do something about that red, just thrown by Benoit Schwartz. But the risk is, where does your yellow go after that? If you just punch that red away, let's say, then all of a sudden you would have either two yellows very close to each other, and you might leave a double takeout, or if you just move that red and roll away, you are going to be facing a great wall of Schwaller when you come to throw your last stone. That's what the discussion is surely about.
Klein bisschen weniger. Am Jan sind noch dran benutzen. Jan eben auch. Vielleicht ist es weiter ein bisschen besser gelaufen. 4-0. Ja, dann sind wir second. Ja, ein bisschen drauf gehen, Jungs. Linie!
So it looks like the decision was just to try to follow that red, not really move it.
Linie!
Just sit a yellow right in front of it. And we know that it really goes sideways at the end once it catches the curl. That is a lovely shot, I think. A bit of a shout of frustration from someone there, but do you think both those yellows go? I don't think they both go completely, because that red is also going to move. I don't think you can cleanly get rid of both yellows, so I think that's a nice throw from Max Vince. And indeed, he is making the Swiss champions have a think.
Ja schon, aber geht das so einfach? Ich glaube, wir kämpfen da relativ schnell auch hier runter. Immer einen Guard spielen dort. Ich glaube, es ist einfacher. Ah, fuck, hätte mich ein bisschen
few stones to come, including this one. We're in the 5th end of our featured game. It's the first round for sections C and D on the ice here at Baden. And this is a smart shot. At least the idea is smart. No, I think it's just about curled enough at the end. And you can see why they did that. So yellow is just biting that 1 foot. That's scoring 1 point just now. But second shot is that red. And the second yellow just thrown by Max Vince, that's only third shot. So that was a gutsy call from Schwaller, but I think the right shot is, you know what, let's just ignore that yellow thrown by Max Vince and let's just block their path actually, and then he can't really do anything with that. I think with less experienced teams, or with maybe club teams, let's say, not really teams at this level, but with less experienced teams, they may kind of panic a bit in a way and want to do something about the yellows. But that's not really the correct shot. The correct shot was the guard, or, well, I like that call. There you can see there's no way to that yellow, just thrown by Max. Everyone coming up to have a look at this. I'm not sure there is any way to these yellows, is there? The only space is indeed to do something with that front red. We have the overhead on the right of our screen. What do you think, team? I don't think that goes. No. I don't think you can catch little enough of the front red. I'm not sure I see a shot here.
Ja, aber den kannst du dir nicht austauschen. Was siehst du?
Er meint den?
Ja.
Okay. Dann spielen wir den.
Du?
I think the issue with using that really wide yellow, that I think that's Sandro, no, it's Max, he's just having a look at. Yeah, the issue with using any of those really wide yellows is that you could make everything worse.
Also musst gerade dort pfeifen. Also was? Spiel ist recht, beides geht.
Here's a bit of a Hail Mary.
Das ist aber auch sehr tough.
These are always fun to watch though.
Direkt, Jan! Jo, direkt!
Nein! Ich glaube direkt sicher nicht.
Okay.
So, good luck, Max. I can't even see the shot in my head, so let's see it in real life. A big drive from the fourth thrower.
Hard! Hard! Hard!
And he's just over curled. Oh, sometimes you just kind of push the stone to see if it would have worked. I would have liked to do that there, but yes, they're professional. One yellow it is. A little bit of a disappointment for Iseli's team. They definitely wanted more than just one. Schwaller's team, they'll be very happy with that fifth end. But Schwaller's team just starting to turn the screws a bit, aren't they? After 5 ends in our featured game, it's the first round for these teams at Baden Masters 2025. It's our 25th birthday. Happy birthday to us. The score in our featured game, it's Yannick Schwaller, the Swiss champions. They will represent Switzerland at Olympics next year, and they are playing Jan Iseli's team. Slightly younger Swiss team, or slightly less experienced. And the score is 4-2, but I get the feeling that Schwaller's team are just starting to go through their gears now. Iseli's team doing the right thing. They're trying to keep stones in play. That's how you, that is the way to beat one of these top teams, is keeping stones in play. You've got to play aggressive, but that is high risk, high reward. But if Jan Iseli's team want to win from here, they are going to have to stick with that aggressive strategy. And it has been successful for them. Tom Winkelhausen, new signing this year in the team. Transfer from Team Stocker from last season. Tom's been doing a really nice job setting the ends up. And they are going to have to keep doing that if they want to make progress now in this game. We're at the 6th end. We will play 8 ends. If scores are tied at 8 ends, we will play an extra, which we don't mind today because this is the last game on. But we really do mind tomorrow. We have 5 draws tomorrow. It's our busy day. The schedule tomorrow. We always watch Rink 2. And the schedule tomorrow, we have All Times European. We have a game at 8 AM. And we shall be watching that. That will be the Chinese team, Team Zhu, and they will be playing the Dutch team, Team Gosgens. So I am willing to get up early for the cause. Our next round will be these 2 groups again. That's at 11. Lunchtime is 2:30. And I can tease already that you bet your ass we're going to be watching Team Stocker against Team Whyte. We have around at 5:30 in the evening and again at 8:30. So tomorrow is a very busy day. If you have to go to work, set up a screen carefully in the corner. Nobody will notice. Or just call in sick or something.
14,5, je nachdem wie man drin liegt.
End 6 in an 8-end game, often quite decisive. And we see Yannick Schwaller's team switching up their tactics a bit. You see those 2 reds at the centre now, not either side. And that is because Schwaller's team, they're +2, we're in the 6th end, we only play 8 ends. And Schwaller's team, they're quite happy to just keep scoring from here. I thought so. As soon as he can, Yannick Schwaller puts the broom down next to those centre guards. Saint Michael. He's won this team. Sorry, he's won this tournament with previous team. Ooh. I think all the stones moved there. And pretty handy with the big weight there, Sven. And he has moved both centre guards. Now maybe that looks like kind of a strange idea to you, viewer, because those reds, they were nice and safe behind those centre guards. So why was Schwaller removing guards that were protecting his own stones, his own reds on the centre there? And that is simply because Schwaller is interested in keeping life simple from here. He doesn't need a big score if they just score something this end. Control the 7th end, see it out professionally in the 8th. And the way to keep things simple is to keep the middle clear. Is to get to the centre first, which he has with those 2 reds thrown by Pablo Lasha. And now he just wants to clear up the junk out front so that he has no obstacles. He'll be thinking already of last stone. And ideal last stone for Yannick Schwaller is nothing in the way, thank you.
Good.
For Jan Iseli, objective is quite the reverse. They need to steal now, so they don't have last stone, and they need to steal a point here. And the way to do that is to make Yannick Schwaller's life as complicated as possible, and that's why we will see them apparently guarding these red stones by aiming towards the centre. That's not really what he's doing. He's not trying to protect the red stones, he's trying to protect the centre in general.
Tom, Geld sehr viel. Einfach drüber und hoch.
He's hoping for a mistake from Schwaller's team, leaving a guard out front. Then he can attack that centre. So we'll see this for another couple of stones. Easily trying to put guards out front, trying to get a mistake from Schwaller, and we will see Schwaller's team trying to keep all guards out of play. Yannick happy with that already, standing up even before it makes contact. So you could, yeah, maybe see one more guard thrown up here. Or you may see Iseli saying, okay, let's go round the back of everything, take the game into the house. It's certainly true, if he throws up another guard, Schwaller will simply take it off. So nothing wrong with switching up the tactic a little bit, but yeah, we do need to do something sensible.
Macht dann das.
Eben, ja, ich will noch mal Guard.
Gebt ein
I
bisschen
don't
mehr.
mind another guard here. Even though the chance of Yannick Schwaller missing or something is pretty small. You do keep having, you must play the correct shots against your opposition. If your opposition refuse to make a mistake, well, good for them. But all you can do is set yourself up and give yourself the chance.
Oh, gelbe Pfeil, immer Tom. 15-6. Gut, Jan. Gut so.
Yeah, as predicted.
Was machen wir
Schwaller
jetzt?
will simply
Machen wir jetzt?
aim to remove that guard just played.
Was machen wir jetzt? Wirklich? Schuhe einfach für ihn.
Looks pretty happy with that. Okay, so now could be the chance to switch it up. Now I think you are going to have to do something about those two reds. And by do something, I just mean at some point you will have to outscore them. Now whether that means removing them, or whether that means keeping those reds in play but just trying to get something into the forefoot and being better than those reds. I don't think there's much advantage to trying to remove those reds. That just keeps it simple, which, as we said, that's what Yannick Schwaller wants. Not sure Iseli's team can afford to let Schwaller's team any further ahead. I guess one red is okay. Certainly no more than that. I think I might have preferred coming round the back of everything. I think that is maybe the way that you're more likely to get a steal, but let's see what they're going for first of all. Yeah, this is not a T8. It could be trying to force Schwaller to blank. That is a very impressive throw from Max Vince. Well, I'm eating humble pie right away. That's a great throw from Max. moves the 2 reds, leaves himself line 2.
Ons! Wat 4 persoon! Spring down nu!
Although, yeah, if I'm Schwaller, I just want to make sure I score something this end. Scoring 1 is fine. That would make the score 5-2 with 2 ends to play. So that was a really nice throw from Max Vince. But yeah, I'm not sure that's the way to steal a point though. And just that sort of dinky way from Ben Marschwartz. I think he just managed to roll in even the edge of that red. I think is now in behind that yellow. Yes, it is.
Sport. Es geht nicht gut out von ihnen, hä? Wenn wir schon noch fast drüber gehört. Noch ein Spiel im... Yeah.
Tom in the chat asks, what's the most exciting Baden Masters game I've ever commentated on? I'll have a think about that, Tom.
Zip.
I rewatched last year's semi-final between Ross Whyte and Bruce Mouat.
Hard, Tom!
See, it was exciting. I mean, it was extremely tense. Is the one word I would use to describe it. But the quality was just ridiculously high. I will have a look back though. Yes, that's a fun little quiz-style question. We've seen a lot of games over the years, haven't we? Yeah, I think my complaint about that first stone from Max Vince, beautifully played though it was, is that it always left something pretty open for Ben Marschwartz to finish off and put another one on the board. Which he does. Maybe they felt it was too much of a risk to try to steal a point in that end, Jan Iseli's team. It is a risk. It's trying to set up to steal. You have to play aggressive stuff, and that backfired a bit in the 4th end when they lost 3 points. But yeah, I'm not too sure I like that. That was that big throw from Max with his first throw. Pretty much gave 1 point to Schwaller's team. And now Schwaller is, once they put the score up from that 6th end, it will be Schwaller's team, the Swiss champions. They will be 5 points to 2 ahead of Jan Iseli. Well, now it's Max Vince, gamely having a go at the scoreboard. Yep, full marks. 1 red it was. So that's what they were aiming for, but I do think that just left the scoring area wide open for Schwaller's team to put an easy 1 red point up there, and with only 2 ends left. We play 8 ends here, and we're in the 7th with 2 ends left. A deficit of 3 against Yannick Schwaller's team is quite a lot. And sheet 1, they are also on 7th end.
Gosh,
how the turntables over on sheet 1. The European champions, they got a big score of 3 in the 5th end and followed it up with a steal of 1 in the 6th, and it is now Mark Muskatewitz's team. They are 6-3 ahead of Stefano Spiller's Italian World Junior Men's Champions. Sheets 3 and 4, they are still discussing last stones in the 6th. We are in the 7th end of our featured game. First round for sections C and D on the ice. Groups A and B played at 5 o'clock this afternoon. They will play at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm sure they already have their pyjamas on. It's a long day tomorrow. Some teams will have 3 games. Groups A and B will play at 8 o'clock, 2:30 and 8:30 tomorrow. And the 2 groups out here, groups C and D, they play at 11 and 5:30. 5 rounds tomorrow. We will begin our Friday morning bright and early, or at least early, at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We will be watching Team Zhu from China. I think that's our first team from China in this competition. They will be playing a very familiar team in this competition, Team Gosgens from Netherlands. And we shall be having a croissant, having a cup of tea or coffee, and watching that game at 8 o'clock.
Schwierig, scheiß Draws, hä? Über die Mitte.
Hinter 12, Centerrolle hier. Hinter 12.
Good setup from Tom Winkelhausen in our 7th end here. Tom, very reliable at lead throw. New signing for Jan's team this year.
12,5. 12,5. Ja, proberen nassen. Oder low, gaan we ook. Curl.
Oh, I love that kind of shot. Just playing on your own stones and just keeping stones in front of tee. And Jan taking a deep breath now. He has 3 red opposition stones to deal with, but first things first, he wants to try to get a stone in behind cover over on the wings, away from centre. He wants it to land pretty much there where his brush is, and he's setting up the second point there. This is looking very nice from Sandro Fanchini. That's pretty nice. If I'm being picky, he probably wanted it a little closer to tee-line, but yeah, as we can see, it's buried in behind those corner guards. That's exactly why Jan called for those corner guards up front. He has now successfully moved the game from aiming towards the centre. He now has Yannick Schwaller playing the game over on the wings. That's exactly what he wanted. And this is Jan Iseli's best chance of trying to put 2 on the board. I think they really need a 2 this end, or I think their task may be a bit too big. Now what? It's still 3 reds lying. This is a big decision. You can hide more than 1 stone behind a corner guard. I think we know what Yannick Schwaller will be doing with his next throw. That's the other idea, yeah. I think not too sure. I think I like a bit of separation now on these yellows. We surely need a second yellow in the house. I think now could be the time to do something about those reds, potentially. Or, I like this call, going around the back of everything. I think the limitation of putting a second yellow in behind the corner guard is we can pretty much guarantee that Yannick Schwaller is going for the corner guard with his next throw. And I think this mixes it up a little bit better with 2 stones behind.
Lauf, noch gut, noch Linie!
To be absent corner guard.
Noch Linie, ich hinge 12.
You have a higher potential for a double takeout on those yellows, so I think I like this for a call. Although everybody's standing way back, and oh no!
Good.
Phew! That put its brakes on. It doesn't quite outcount the 3 reds, but as you can see, important is that it is nicely hidden and it's far away from its little partner yellow. Jan again doing the right thing here. All they can do is set themselves up to give themselves a chance. Or if your opposition just refuse to miss, if your opposition play 8 out of 8 stones, you cannot make 2 points anyway. To make 2 points, you need a mistake from your opposition. And what you're trying to do then is set this end up as difficult as possible to try to get a mistake from Yannick Schwaller's team, and then that gives you a chance to follow it up with 2 points. So Jan Iseli doing the right thing. Their issue is that you just don't really get a lot of mistakes from Team Schwaller. They finished last season the 2nd ranked team in the world. And I fancy they're just going to keep doing this now. Yannick Schwaller's team. The best form of defence currently being a better attack. And yeah, very intimidating trio of red stones there up front. That doesn't mean Jan's doing anything wrong. He needs to take a couple risks here. He needs to be pretty aggressive to try to get 2 points here. And that's a choice from Schwaller as well. They could go highly defensive. They could have removed that corner guard. I think if Jan had gone behind the corner guard for a second time, I think they would have. But with Jan choosing to put a second yellow in play behind the reds up front there, kind of switched up Yannick's tactics a bit as well, and their best defence being a superior attack.
Grace! Klima!
So Jan, the left-hander.
Whoa! Drop, lieber! Tip! Whoa! Tip! Hard! Hard!
He just wants to roll towards the centre. He does have quite a lot of space to be lying short, and he is.
Nice.
That's well done. Sehr schön, says Max. I agree. Very nice shot there, and again that slightly quieter weight. The sweepers really managing to control how much of the red they hit, and just controlling that roll. Really nice throw from Jan. They are really working hard to give themselves a chance at 2 points here. There's the overhead. That's what Yannick Schwaller is currently looking at, and I think the call is to play direct T-line and swing round the back of that red to the right of the centre line and just sit on top of that yellow that just rolled itself into place. And for the sake of a good game, I feel like I'd like to see Jan's team get it to this end. So not to curse Schwaller's team. But this is looking pretty nice. Oh, is it? No, it isn't. It's not terrible, but it's not quite what he wanted. That had a little too much hot sauce on it, and there we are. It is still that yellow. It's a slightly unusual situation. That back 8 yellow is lying short, but that's exactly what Iseli's been playing for, to just complicate things a bit. You get the feeling that potentially the 7th end could be decisive though in this game.
Genau, so dass der da oben durchläuft, dass bis auf die Line. Ja, gut. Shit.
So same idea then. That same path, we know that once the stone grabs the curl, it really starts to go sideways at the end. If you're round that red out front, you can really bury it in behind all 3. And of course, that trio of reds in the front rings there, still dangerous, but yeah, Iseli's team, they need to take risks, they need to be aggressive, and I like this call again.
Sandro klein. Linie. Hard. Wish. Wo ist er? Oh. Oh. Da bleiben. Linie. Linie. Hard.
Oh, did they just wait too long? They did. Ooh. Oh, you knew that one, boys. We know that those stones really start to take off just around the hog line, and they were just a little bit too casual with their sweeping there. He's found a decent spot, I think, that yellow, but that's not what they wanted. They've made their life a little bit harder. Yeah, that yellow was supposed to be behind everything, not out in the open like that. Sheets 3 and 4, they're all now on their 7th end, just a little bit behind us. As we thought, very tight on sheet 3, the current Swiss vice champions, Marco Hoesli's team against the previous Swiss vice champions, Brunner's team. It is 3 each. They're in their 7th, and good news for Scotland fans. Kyle Waddell's team fashioned a huge score of 3 against Edin's team. And in their 7th end, it is Kyle Waddell's team from Scotland. They are 5-4 ahead. You can find all the scores, all the news, all the draws. All the information you need is on the event website, that is www.badenmasters.ch. You can also find it at worldcurlingtour.org. And pay attention to the event Instagram as well. I'm going to talk to Chief Nina. So she is the one that all the teams have to be friends with. We spoke earlier on about how we decide which teams play in this competition. And it's finally Chief Nina that you need to keep happy. So I'm going to talk to her and see what else we can expect on the Instagram. The Instagram, if you look up Baden Masters, so all one word, Baden Masters, all lowercase. Keep an eye on the Instagram channel as well, and hopefully we shall be putting some fun stuff on there over the weekend too. Maybe that's where we could have a bit of a quiz. And that is a fine throw from Max there.
Ga de intern erover maken, intern tap.
Ja, we gaan de daar no stappen tappen hier.
That's made the Swiss champions think. Brave stuff from Jan Iseli's team. As I said, that's the way to play these big teams. Keep zones in play. That's most likely to get a mistake from them. You're not going to get many mistakes from Yannick Schwaller's team. They finished last season second ranked team in the world. They will not make many mistakes, but they're much more likely to make a mistake in this kind of situation than if you only have, say, 1 or 2 stones in play. And that's really the difference in this game. Has just been 1 or 2 little mistakes from Iseli's team. And that's how hard it is, viewer, at the top. I guarantee you that if even your best club team played Jan Iseli's team, they would probably chase you off the ice in about 6 ends. But it is just really hard against these top teams. You very rarely get a mistake from them. And for me, that has really been the difference between these 2 Swiss teams. It's just been very few mistakes from Schwaller. But here's a chance. Well, goodness. I can only apologise, Ben Marschwartz. That was clearly my fault for tempting the curling gods there. Look at that. You have 1 little yellow safely in the 4-foot thrown by Max Vince with his first throw. You have a second yellow still hanging on at the back in the 8-foot thrown by Jan Iseli. And Max Vince will never have a better chance to put a 3rd stone or a 3rd point into the house. They know this path very well. They can indeed, if they play onto their own stone, if they touch their own yellow, that will be sufficient. They know this line really well. He's been throwing very nicely, Max Vince. Yeah, they probably took a little bit more ice. This doesn't need to be buried, it is last stone. So you don't want to take so much ice that it doesn't curl in time. But that's a great throw from Max Vince. Well now, we have a final end on our hands. Good for you, Jan Iseli's team. If they could just do that every end, they would be quite a force to be reckoned with. But big smiles from them, rightly so. And oh yeah, the big boy's looking a bit glum now. They were not expecting that, were they? That's a great end to learn from if you're learning your tactics. That was a really thoughtful end. Really planning stone by stone. We don't need to have all our points sitting and just guard it. We're really building the end, working through in your head. If we play like this, then he'll play like this. So let's hide one round the back. That was a really, really well worked end from Jan Iseli there, and they are rewarded with a huge score of 3.
Linie! Linie! Zeker. Ja, naar rechter. Kom klaar bij. Ja, de linie hebben we nu.
Well, now we have a final end shootout. After heroic efforts from Jan Iseli's team, they are rewarded with a big score of 3 in the 7th end, confirmed there on the scoreboard. So it is 5 each going into our 8th, and this will surely be the final end. So pretty much an extra end, a 1-end shootout. I will be very surprised if this ends up a blank. In fact, if it ends up a blank, that is surely a mistake. If it somehow does, we will play a 9th end. That's a nice throw from Pablo. That yellow was not touching that centre line that Jan is indicating, and that means that Pablo could move it off its position. All the guards out front, free guard zone still takes priority, but we are playing the no tick rule. That means that if your stone, if any guard is touching that centre line, you cannot move it off the centre line. I think technically you could move it to a slightly different spot on the centre line, but I'm not sure why you would want to. And this looks better from Tom. Just wants to touch that line. Oh, he's not quite going to. That gives Pablo Lasha Kushpa another chance to play the tick shot. So he can move this yellow, that yellow not touching the centre line. He can move the yellow, but not out of play. Free guard zone, still overarching everything. He's caught a lot of that yellow, and ooh. I was going to see if that goes actually out the back line instead, then look at that, that's out of play, and that's going back. That just had a little too much gas in the tank, that stone from Pablo. And that is a mistake from Yannick Schwaller's team. Is that the chance that Jan Iseli needs? He's being uber aggressive and going for a third guard. I think he's wise. He's showing big respect to the firepower of Sven Michael and Yannick Schwaller at third. So Sandro Fanchini then being asked to put a third guard up at the centre line.
Tom, goed. Nee, dat is er Absicht. Wow, oh, is goed. Dat is jou.
We need to go straight into the house with your shots just now. We have quite a lot of stones left, and I'm sure we will see Jan simply doing this again and again. Just trying to keep guards out front. That's his best chance of winning. Scores are level, 5 each, there we are. What's Yannick Schwaller's best chance of scoring 1 point? It is if there are no stones at all in play, and Benoit Schwartz just has to find the paint. What is Jan Iseli's best chance of scoring 1? It is exactly the reverse. He would like to be sitting with a stone already in the forefoot, close to the pin, with as many guards as possible out front. Make it as difficult as possible for Schwaller's team to score that 1 point. But yeah, he was right to respect the firepower on Schwaller's team. Sven Michael removing 2 guards at once and rolling away himself.
Goed. Girl. Oh, is goed, is goed. Easy. Good. Oh, sit. Good, Sandro.
Lovely throw from Sandro Fanchini. He is allowed a drink at the apero. So can Sven Michael remove both of these yellow guards with a second throw? Oh, he can. Andy rolls away himself for an encore. Well, there's not much you can do against that, gang. That is, well, that was 2 big double takeouts from Sven Michael, one after another. It was a great throw from Sandro Fanchini. You can see those yellows very difficult to get the pair of them.
Yep.
Set it up at your club and have a go and see how easy you find it.
Gerade nicht so darauf an, Prozente sind ein bisschen nebendran.
And that could be a nudge closer to the finish line for Schwaller. Iseli just has to persist with this tactic. As we said, if you cannot get a mistake from your opposition, you cannot steal. And Sven Michael, he certainly allowed a drink at the apero. He just pushed his team oh so close to the finish line in this game. So what would a mistake look like now from Schwaller's team? Well, if you hit that guard on the nose, the yellow would be gone, but you would leave a red centre guard out front there. That would be a mistake. That's what they're hoping for, Iseli's team, because then they would still have a guard out front that they can draw around. Not this time.
Gibst mir das Pad mehr?
Ich bin am Üben für so 3/4 Runbacks wie du die ganze Zeit. Als ich mal einen
So Jan thinking now, if he just gets a shot in behind those red guards towards the wing, those ones there, if he puts a shot in behind there, that's kind of an insurance shot. It's unlikely that a shot there where Ramsfjell is pointing to, it's unlikely that that would win them the game, but if they get a mistake, then maybe it could. So I call that kind of stone an insurance shot. Everyone else is also in their 8th end. We have our first result over on sheet 1. You too, viewer, can now watch sheet 1. We have sheet 1 cameras for the first time here in Baden. They have just shaken hands. And
Sandro!
it must have been the Germans, the European champions. They were 6-3 ahead after 7. And it looks like they have run the young Italian team out of stones. That is a final score on sheet 1. It is the European champions who get the win in the end. Mark Muskatewitz's team from Germany off to a winning start against Stefano Spiller's team from Italy. They win 6 points to 4. Sheets 3 and 4, they're also in their 8th ends. On sheet 3, it's another all-Swiss encounter. It is Michael Brunner's team 4-3 ahead over Marco Hoesli's team. That's an intriguing one. That kind of has extra end written all over it. And so does the game on sheet D. That is Niklas Edin's team playing Kyle Waddell's team from Scotland. It is the Scots who are 5-4 ahead, but it is Edin's team who have Glasstone here in the 8th. And you can watch all 4 games. It's time, viewer. I hope you have enough devices in your house. Maybe borrow your children's iPad or something. No Paw Patrol for you today. We're down to 4 throwers in our featured game here. We are watching Group C. We have 4 groups of 5 teams. Also in this group, as well as Schwaller and Iseli, we also have Edin and Waddell over on sheet D, and the 5th team in this group is Carson, also from Scotland. Their first time visiting this competition. They are the current bronze medalists from the World Junior Men's.
Dünn 2 Drittel, sehr gut. Ja, dünn, oder? Dünn 2 Drittel, ja. Ja. Neuf. Ist okay? Oder rollen wir hinten ziehen und dann machen wir Freeze? Okay.
Oh, Bema Schwartz looking confident as always. Really, whatever happens with this stone and the final yellow stone, Benny Schwartz will have quite a big space to draw for the game. Oh, look at that. He's just got rid of all the yellows. Oh, very nice. Well, this better be good, Max. He needs to remove that red, roll perfectly in behind the guards that they were just in behind before, and hope that Benoit Schwartz cannot find the 8 foot. So it's a bit of a tricky path to victory from here. Yeah, that's another idea, is the sort of corner freeze on that red. Yeah, that's probably a better chance actually of, again, getting the mistake. If Benoit Schwartz doesn't make a mistake, you can't win the game. If you're Iseli. So yeah, probably the freeze here is indeed the best chance of getting a mistake.
Linie! 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 Wow! Wow, wat zijn we? Tom,
big shot from Max Vince. Plays well all game, really.
Wow, girl! Girl!
Looking for
a
freeze on this red, as close as possible.
Good.
A slight noise of frustration. Very difficult to get that perfect. The freeze is the most difficult shot in curling. And yeah, if you hit that yellow in the nose, you will make the double takeout and you will sit right there. Or if you hit just outside of nose, you might even just squeak that yellow past. Either is fine. A brave effort from Max Vince and Jan Iseli's team. Really pushed the Swiss champions all the way to the last stone. So I hope they take good confidence from that performance. So one way or another, final throw of this first round game for these teams here in Baden. And Schwartz looking nonchalant with that throw, happy with it as soon as he'd let it go. He does just pick off the yellow. That will be a score of 1 red to the Swiss champions. They are winners, but all the way, pushed all the way to the last stone of the 8th end. But as we said, a win is a win. You get 1 point for a win, no points for a loss. If you win on the last stone of the 8th end, or if you're off a couple of ends early, like Ross Whyte's team was this afternoon, it's all the same. You just get 1 point for winning. But congratulations to Yannick Schwaller's Swiss champions. That will be a score of 1 point in the 8th end. Hopefully somebody will go down there and record that. Sheets 3 and 4. Plenty of stones in play over there if you want to switch over and watch there. We will be back tomorrow morning, very early. For the 8 o'clock round, it will be groups A and B back on the ice. You can find out all about the groups at www.badenmasters.ch. Look also at the Instagram channel for up-to-date info as well. That is, just look on Instagram, search for Baden Masters, all together, all one word, all lowercase. So that's Baden Masters on Instagram. We will be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we shall be watching the first of 5 rounds tomorrow. It's a huge day. We will be watching the team from China. First time, I think, a Chinese team has supported this competition. It's Team Zhu, and they will be playing regular supporters of this competition. It's the Netherlands team. That's Team Gosgens. They will be on sheet 2 at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Come back at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, bright and early for breakfast curling. Thank you for your company this evening. Bye for now.